Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther for those that are watching me for the very first time. In my life updates video, I talked a bit about the reasons why I was away from YouTube, and I said something about my pregnancy, my second pregnancy being different from my first pregnancy. And then also when I was pregnant, my second pregnancy, I had friends and family ask me like, what's the difference between this pregnancy and the other pregnancy? And I tell them, I didn't feel this way during my first pregnancy, and I felt like, okay, this is an information worth sharing. I think I need to make a video or talk about these things and share these things with my community, because obviously or definitely there will be people who would be able to relate to my experiences, and then there'll be a few things that some people would learn from my experiences. So in today's video I'll be comparing my two pregnancies, so let's get right into the video. So like I always say, the female body is an amazing, it's just so amazing, you know, and as complicated as it may seem, it has brought forth, or it brings forth, one of the greatest miracles that you can ever imagine, and that is the miracle of childbirth. You just don't want to imagine how, you know, a man and a woman will come together, and, you know, conception will occur and everything, the child grows in the tummy, and, you know, just everything, and then you get to deliver the baby at the end of 9 months. It's just amazing, and God is just awesome. Really, God is just awesome, you know. So yeah, and like they always say, no two pregnancies are the same. So when you see one pregnant woman being so so energetic, so happy, you know, you can't literally compare her to another pregnant woman who is probably sick and, you know, hospitalized and stuff like that. I really couldn't relate, you know, until my second pregnancy. After my second pregnancy, I could relate, and I can actually tell people that no two pregnancies are the same. Believe me, no two pregnancies are the same. I did a video about my labor and delivery, my first child, labor and delivery. If you haven't seen that video, please go check it. I'm going to leave the link up here. So I talked about my pregnancy a bit in that video, and I said it was a very smooth pregnancy. In fact, I didn't even feel like I was pregnant. You know, you would read symptoms of pregnancy, you know, on the internet, and you hear people tell you about their symptoms and you can't even relate. You're like, really? No, I didn't have any symptoms, no issues whatsoever. But my second pregnancy, guys, like I said in my life of this video, it wasn't like grave, like I wasn't hospitalized, I wasn't in the hospital or anything. Like, it wasn't that serious. I didn't have complications. It was a normal pregnancy, healthy pregnancy, you know, but I experienced every symptom you can imagine. So the first thing, in my first pregnancy, I was obviously a newbie, you know. So I read a lot, watched a lot of videos, did a lot of research. I was constantly on different apps, you know, baby set, just different apps, you know, checking on baby updates and all of that. But this second pregnancy, I was like, you know, whatever, we'll just figure it out as, you know, we go on in the pregnancy. Probably because I had a lot of distraction, you know, I have a toddler, so I was distracted a lot, and I didn't do so much of the reading because I just felt like, okay, I have a lot of experience, and, you know, we'll figure it out as we go on in the pregnancy. And I didn't have the time and the energy to, you know, worry or do all that research and all that. Obviously, they always say in your second pregnancy, your bump would show earlier. So yeah, truly in my second pregnancy, my bump actually started showing earlier than my first pregnancy, and then it was also bigger than my first pregnancy. So my bump at 7 months was like my bump at 9 months. During my bump at 7 months for my second pregnancy was like my bump at 9 months for my first pregnancy. So obviously my bump was bigger in my second pregnancy, and I started showing earlier. Then also in terms of activity, in my first pregnancy, I was so energetic. A lot of people kept telling me, slow down, even if you have the energy. I remember my pastor at the time was always like, even if you have energy, just conserve your energy, just relax, you need that energy, you know. Everybody kept telling me slow down, slow down. I was just so energetic, and you know. But in my second pregnancy, guys, I was always tired. I was always tired, always tired. Like, again, maybe because I had a toddler to actually look after, and you know, I felt bloated all the time, which I didn't feel in my first pregnancy. I felt like the baby, which also brings me to the point where they say because in my first pregnancy I had a boy, and the second one I had a girl. They say boys, your tummy is always lower, you know, but girls, your tummy is, you know, higher. My tummy was like very high, and I felt like there was no space, really. I couldn't even breathe. Like, there was no space. I felt like the baby was going to come out of my throat, or the baby was choking me. So yeah, so I was always tired, I was always weak, and it wasn't very serious, but I mean, compared to my first pregnancy, I had a lot of energy. During my first pregnancy, like I said, I had heartburn, so I had heartburn for the 2 pregnancies. But my second pregnancy was worse. I mean, in my first pregnancy, I was nauseous only in the first trimester. I only threw up when I didn't eat breakfast early. But in my second pregnancy, I was throwing up morning, afternoon, night. Whether I had breakfast, lunch, I just finished eating, I could not even keep food down, because the heartburn was something else, you know. Indigestion, I just couldn't keep food down. I didn't experience this in my first pregnancy. I mean, I was hoping that the vomiting and the nausea will end in my first trimester, but no. I was still throwing up my second trimester, I was throwing up in my third trimester. And then the issue of spitting, guys. In the video I did, my delivery video where I talked about my pregnancy, my first pregnancy, I said I didn't understand how women spit, you know, because on a normal level, I don't like spitting. I don't even like people who spit. But guys, I couldn't hold saliva down. I was like, God, what is going on? What is going on? But I tried my best not to do the bottle thing, you know, spit into the bottle. I think I did it once, and I was like, no. If I have to drink water, I will drink water. So I always had a bottle of water with me. Each time I felt like spitting, I would just drink water and just swallow everything down. So for cravings, my first pregnancy, I think I craved spicy food. I remember at the time I was always looking for my mom would send me bole, you know, bole, that's roasted plantain, and the sauce is always very spicy. There's a spicy sauce they make. My mom will send it all the way from Cross River State to Lagos State here in Nigeria. She would freeze it, send it down to me. I mean, that was what I was craving back to back. I wanted it like back to back. So I wanted spicy food, and you know, I just felt like, oh, I just had to deal with heartburn. I didn't even really have indigestion and all that. I just had to deal with heartburn and I'll be fine. But this pregnancy, I literally had a sweet tooth. I just wanted cake, ice cream, sweets and all that. And at some point I was scared. I was like, let me not go and do, and then one day I'll go for my antenatal, and then I'll go and see my sugar level will be high and all that. But thank God none of that happened. But yeah, I wanted to eat cake, I wanted ice cream, you know, Coke, just literally sweet. Yeah, so that was it for my second pregnancy. And then for my baby kicks, like they always say, you would feel your babies, you feel the movement of the baby earlier in your second pregnancy. And yes, and I think that happened for me. So I felt baby's movement quite early in my second pregnancy, but for the kicks and activity of the baby in the womb, I felt it more in my first pregnancy. I don't know, maybe it's because he was a boy. You know, they say boys are more active than girls, you know. Even when I went for my scan and all that, they were always like, boys are always more active. Because for my son, he was back to back. Like, you could literally see his legs. You know those pictures you see on the internet where you see babies footprint and all that. You could literally see my son's legs, his hands. When he's kicking, you could actually feel, oh god, he was always moving, kicking, turning, all sorts, even pinching. Guys, he did everything you could imagine, you know. But for my daughter, she was just, that's my second pregnancy, she was just calm, cool, and they were like, oh, girls are always cool and calm. Sometimes I have to like turn, touch, try to wake her up. Even during my my third trimester, there was a time towards the ending of I think during when I was like, I think 37 weeks or thereabout, consciously I would try to like make her move, because I was trying to remember, have I felt her kick today? Have I know that is the time when, you know, anxiety starts setting in, when you're getting close to, you know, the day of delivery. You know, I would just keep trying to touch her, like wake her up. I'll go drink cold water, do all sorts, just move around, try to make her, you know, move about. Man, the princess was always sleeping. I guess she was always sleeping. I felt more kicks and more pushes and all that with my first pregnancy. And my daughter was very chilled princess, like she is. Physically as well, all through the pregnancy I had a very sore breast, you know. It was sore, you know, compared to my first pregnancy. It was painful. I had pains in my breast all through the pregnancy, guys. I didn't experience that in my first pregnancy. So yeah, these are the things that I can literally remember now. So if you noticed, I haven't really talked about the delivery, you know, the labor and the delivery. I'm going to do a separate video for that, like I did in my first pregnancy. So these are the differences that I experienced. And if I remember anyone later on, I'll do an update or a part 2 of this video for you guys. Please guys, comment below, tell me the differences you've had in your pregnancies, if you've had more than one child. If you can relate to my differences, if you can relate to my own symptoms, please let me know in the comment section, and you know, let's talk about these things and encourage one another. To just end the video, this is just a word of encouragement. If you're pregnant, whatever symptoms you're having, or whatever issues or whatever thing you're having, just know that everything will be okay. Just be like I say, always be very optimistic and hope for the very best. However way you bring your child into this world, I mean, it doesn't even matter. The most important thing, like I always say, is a healthy mother and a healthy baby. So in the midst of all these symptoms and all these things, it's important that you also do your regular check to ensure that everything is fine, you know, and ensure that nothing is affecting you or affecting your child, you know, in a negative way. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Like I always say, always let your light shine wherever you find yourself, and let's live the world better than we found it, one person at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you found it helpful, you know. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.